U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers distribute Taiwan's love rice to the impoverished households in Saline, Haiti. A brand new non-invasive therapy for patients suffering from cardiovascular diseases is introduced. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. Ever since the massive 2010 earthquake that hit Haiti, U.S. volunteers have never left the affected residents behind. Recently, volunteers have traveled to Saline to distribute Taiwan's love rice to the many impoverished households residing there. Not only were they so grateful to Tzu Chi, but many of them have turned from receivers to givers.
I would like to say thanks for the donation.
When the donations arrive, Father Tzu Chi is not only giving to the parents but sharing with the whole community. Father Tzu Chi gives to a lot of people. The community protects Father Tzu Chi's students.
They made efforts to get out of the situation.
I was living behind the school. My house was burned. I have 6 children. Their father is alive, but he's not helping with anything, and we're not together anymore. I appreciate the school. My actual situation isn't good. Right now I'm surviving because I have to live. This isn't a good neighborhood. It's my first time coming here. Things aren't too bad, thanks to God. I don't have to buy this rice. I'm so thankful.
I have 4 children in my house, 2 daughters, 2 sons, and it helps us a lot. The donations feed my family and my neighbors. We have coconut milk and eat it with pea sauce and dry shrimp.
The rice donations are really good for me because I eat it and share with friends. I give 1 or 2 cans to them. It's not only for myself, but for my close friends.
I'm so happy and I give thanks. It's really good. I cook the rice for my children and my husband, thanks to the Father and the Tzu Chi Foundation.
I like this event. They've been doing it for 6 years. I've been a recipient since then. I appreciate the donations. I'd like to ask them to continue because it helps a lot of people who lost hope.
Speaking of the U.S., starting from the end of April, there were bouts of heavy rains in Detroit, Michigan, which led to widespread flooding. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers headed to the affected areas to distribute emergency cash cards for a total of 81 households. Let's check out what the current status is.
Back on the night of April 30th and early morning May 1st, we had approximately 3.5 inches of rain in south end of Dearborn Heights. We had water accumulated from anywhere from inches up till 6 feet in some basements.
To our group, Tzu Chi.
We've had a lot of great volunteer groups that come in and assist. Tzu Chi contacted the Red Cross, and we're very thankful that you came into the community today.
We are in Dearborn Heights in Michigan over here, and because they have a flood, we come here to help them, to provide them a little bit of financial assistance to repair some of those damage.
We had over 1,000 homes that were affected by this flooding.
Our experience was about 3 foot of water almost.
My daughter had heard something, sounds like it was a rumbling from the basement. And what she was hearing is with the water was rising, it was all our bins and everything flipping and falling.
I want them to know how much I really care about what they've done. It affects me personally, not just the money. That will help me out, you know. I can use food right now. Like I said, my deep freezer was flooded. All of that went away. My power was out for 3 days. So this will help more than they really know.
They gave us the $400, visa. Organization showed me that there's hope when you least expect it. They gave everybody love.
They have a big message, support who is need. Maybe you need it tomorrow. Especially the people, how nice, how they talk, how they smile all the time when we was here. Yeah, we need that. We need that.
There's some areas down there that I'm going to have to replace the walls and such because it's sucked into the wood and into the drywalling and that. So that's what it's going to go to basically, is just putting it back together the way it was.
Over 3 foot of water.
This was truly amazing, if you ask me. I mean, everybody here was so nice. I didn't see anybody out there without a smile.
It's also showing my kids that there's people that do care out there, not just mom and dad. Them seeing that there's help coming from different people, it shows them hope.
It's going to be the Dragon Boat Festival soon. That's why Zhangzhou Tzu Chi volunteers especially got together to make more than 300 vegetarian zongzi for the local care recipients. They even went door to door to hand deliver the love-filled gifts. Let's take a look at this joyful journey of giving.
In celebration of Dragon Boat Festival, Zhangzhou Tzu Chi volunteers produced these handmade zongzi, which were delivered to care recipients.
I am very joyful being able to form good affinities with people, so I do not feel tired.
Although we do not give out a lot of zongzi, they contain our well wishes. I hope they can feel Tzu Chi volunteers' great love.
These gifts emanate the fragrance of the leaves, rice, and fillings. The volunteers wrapping the zongzi are all experienced. Among them, Hong Xiaohui has injured her waist, but she still seizes the opportunity to help out.
Coming here is just like being at home. I might not feel comfortable sitting at home. As I come here to join everyone, I'm joyful and therefore forget about the pain in my waist.
Cai Yufeng's job is operating an online store that sells zongzi. She has been busy at work recently. Nevertheless, she still put her work aside to come help out.
I seldom had the chance to do charity work. Today I am given the chance. It's very good.
The wrapped zongzi need to be boiled for 40 minutes before being steamed for another half an hour. Every step ensures the zongzi will taste delicious.
Everyone is doing it mindfully, hoping the care recipients will enjoy the Dragon Boat Festival.
After the more than 300 vegetarian zongzi are cooked, the volunteers immediately deliver them to care recipients.
It comes with the love of the volunteers. This is for you, delicious zongzi.
As the volunteers deliver zongzi that come with their best wishes, they have once again brought love and warmth to the care recipients.
On the topic of delicious vegetarian handmade foods, the children at the Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Butterworth hosted a special charity bazaar to inspire everyone to take part in the Send Love to Africa initiative. Let's check out these adorable little chefs.
The Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Butterworth hosted a special charity event to help the cyclone-affected residents in Eastern Africa.
To let the children know that just how blessed they are, we have been showing them just how much suffering the affected residents in Eastern Africa are going through. Now they cherish what they have after seeing the photos of the African children and how they live. This had inspired them to provide help as they decided to donate their favorite toys, storybooks, and stationery.
The teachers taught them how to make sponge cakes, fruit skewers, and sushi from jingsa rice. The students carefully followed instructions and did each action with great care and compassion.
I want to give my best wishes to them. I hope they won't have any more fires or flooding. I want East African children to be peaceful and safe.
The funds from our charitable event will go directly to help the children of East Africa. This way they will be able to build homes and schools, I hope they all have a home to live in and a school to study in.
At the charity bazaar, seeing all of these children giving back inspired their parents to lend their support as well.
I think that this activity gives my children the chance to develop a compassionate heart. They can feel the pain of others and work together to help. I think that this care will let them be a better person when they go out into the community, and this type of behavior and attitude will be good for the world.
All these children are doing their part to help alleviate the suffering of those affected by this major disaster.
On the last Sunday of May, the Tzu Chi Cambodia office held their Buddha Day ceremony. A total of nearly 300 participants came and attended the event, which was led by local Dharma masters. There was also a monthly rice distribution to the care recipients residing near the garbage mountains that took place. Let's check out these heartwarming scenes. The Buddha Day ceremony at the Tzu Chi Cambodia office took place on the last Sunday of May. Even though it was not synchronized with the rest of the Tzu Chi offices, the ceremony was still very dignified. Local Dharma masters led the nearly 300 participants in the ceremonial proceedings.
Coming to the Buddha Day ceremony today, I feel like both my heart and mind have been purified.
At the end of the ceremony, volunteers also arranged a tea ceremony for the parents and child attendees. Each pair went on stage to express their gratitude and love toward one another, while the audience was deeply moved.
Seeing them serving tea to their parents, I felt like I haven't been filial to my own parents. When I get home, I'm going to do the same thing as well.
Other than the Buddha Day ceremony, volunteers also distributed bags of rice to the care recipients living near the garbage mountains.
We're very grateful to Tzu Chi's monthly assistance. We're all scavengers, but Tzu Chi does not look down on us. They treat us with unconditional love and care. We're super grateful.
Inspired by the Buddha's compassion, the participants also did their part in continuing the cycle of giving after the ceremony came to a close. It's with great hope that the power of goodness here in Cambodia can keep on helping more people in need. Cardiovascular diseases rank among the top 10 causes of mortality in Taiwan. In the past, the only solutions involved surgical methods. However, in recent years, a brand new non-invasive treatment has been introduced. It's called an enhanced external counter pulsation therapy. Let's check out how this revolutionary medical treatment works. The heart is like a life pump for the human body. It transports blood through all the arteries to the rest of the body and important organs. If the blood flow in the arteries are restricted, then the heart would need to pump harder to speed up the blood flow. In the long run, this may cause an individual to suffer a heart attack, heart failure, a stroke, and/or kidney failure, etc. It's not just life-threatening, but it also seriously affects one's quality of life. 60-year-old Miss Lee suffers from Parkinson's disease and a stroke in recent years. She often experiences vertigo, which greatly affects her walking abilities. In addition, she started to have heart problems.
Suddenly everything went black, then I just fainted. I had chest pains. I could barely speak. My heart was pumping so fast, around 130 to 140 beats per minute.
Going with the doctor's suggestion, Miss Lee underwent the enhanced external counter pulsation treatment.
Her heart rate was too high. This was the direct result of an abnormality in her sympathetic nervous system. We found out that she was suffering from Parkinson's disease and that during all this time, her body had been deteriorating at a very rapid rate. Other than needing to be in a wheelchair, she didn't even have enough stability to stand on her feet, so walking was out of the question. That was why we had arranged for her to undergo the ECP treatment. We're hoping that the ECP therapy would help in increasing the blood flow to her brain so that we can see more improvements in certain functionalities.
The ECP treatment is administered through 3 pairs of external inflatable cuffs that are applied around the lower limbs. These cuffs continuously inflate and deflate between the resting period of the heartbeat. It increases the amount of blood returned to the patient's heart, which helps supply more oxygen to the rest of the organs. The ECP therapy does not require the patient to be hospitalized. There's a team of medical personnel that's constantly monitoring the patient's blood pressure, pulse, and blood oxygen levels. It's a totally pain-free and safe procedure.
I don't have any chest pain anymore, plus the circulations in my limbs have improved.
The main point of the ECP treatment is a way to increase her level of brain functioning. It can help to reactivate the basal ganglia area of her brain that has been damaged by the Parkinson's disease. In addition, there will be improvements in both her heart palpitations and the shakiness in her hands. We'll be able to slowly adjust her medications accordingly. We won't have to increase in the amount of medication that she's taking. Therefore, side effects from the meds can also be reduced as a result.
Cardiovascular diseases are closely related to our everyday diet and living habits. Therefore, as long as you follow the doctor's orders and stay on top of your follow-up appointments, things can be controlled. In addition, stay away from smoking and alcohol, as well as controlling your blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol levels by making healthy lifestyle choices. You'll be able to stay away from the risks of cardiovascular diseases. Talking about advanced medical care, Tzu Chi team members regularly hold a dental-free clinic at a nursing home in Taiwan once every 6 months. They will work with the motivation to take care of the residents and PVS patients through a holistic approach. Now that is what we call humanistic medicine.
Coming from different districts in Taiwan, team members have once again gathered here to hold a dental-free clinic at a nursing home. With years of experience, they set up the needed medical equipment.
The air purifier filters the air, which is then sterilized by ultraviolet light. This way, the air quality will be better for the patients and doctors.
At the waiting area, the volunteers lead various activities, sharing joy and laughter.
I hope the residents can move their hands and legs to do exercises with me. I hope to sing for them, sharing joy with them.
Dr. Xia Yiran, who has just returned from a free clinic mission in Eastern Africa, has also rushed here to help out.
Serving the residents of Genesis Foundation, we are able to maintain their oral sanitation. This way, their families can get close to them. When I was serving in Eastern Africa, many patients were seeing doctors for the first time. Therefore, I feel very honored to help people in need.
Worried that he might not be able to carry out both missions, Dr. Xia has already invited his former classmate, Dr. Zhang Wenda, to join this free clinic.
The people here are wonderful. Everyone seizes every opportunity to serve. I did not need to ask before people come and help out. Therefore, I think what I did was trivial. After working, my cloth was wet and I was exhausted. Nevertheless, I felt very comfortable. I think seizing the moment means that we try to do as much as we can. That is all.
Despite their physical fatigue, the medical volunteers are filled with joy of giving. They have worked together to accomplish another mission of love.
Another important medical topic is stem cell donation. For years, Longtan City volunteers in Taoyuan will hold a stem cell donation registry drive each year. Recently, they were invited by a local entrepreneur to go and promote how it's important for everyone under the age of 45 to go and try to register as a donor, because you never know whose life you might save.
Everyone can help promote, not forcing anyone to donate right this minute. However, if you or your family members are under 45 years old, there is a chance to donate.
Entrepreneur Huang Zongxiao invited Tzu Chi to promote stem cell donations to his employees. As a result, many of the staff members headed over to the Longtan Elementary School to register as a donor. Some even signed the forms to donate their bodies to science.
I had already decided that I was going to donate my body to science.
Chen Jieyuan, who's in the military, had missed an opportunity to register in Taipei. This time, he especially went online to look for another chance.
I was in a rush that day, so I declined. Then when I got back home, I felt quite guilty inside actually. Like, why didn't I seize the opportunity to do something so meaningful? It's also because one of my colleagues had matched with someone successfully. When I heard about the news, it was a great reminder to myself. I was also deeply moved. Then I thought, let's see if there's still a chance that I can register myself as well.
Cai Sihua, who was successfully matched 3 times before actually getting the chance to donate, values life greatly.
Actually, it's not a must to meet the recipient in my book, because I feel like as long as I really did get to help someone, then that already is good enough.
Not knowing who you will be able to save and how many people in total, however, Tzu Chi volunteers are dedicated in spreading awareness to the general public about just how important registering as a stem cell donor is. Recently, more than 60 Tzu Chi volunteers gathered at the Luzhou Jingsi Hall to help store more than 100,000 recycled PET bottles. A grandmother also seized the opportunity to invite her granddaughter to learn all about protecting Mother Earth. Now, that is not an easy feat.
Every day, many disposed PET bottles came in here. If the recycling volunteers in charge didn't take care of it right away, it will accumulate very fast.
It's easy to accumulate over 100,000 PET bottles in a short while, and it's a big pile. The senior recycling volunteer has invited about 60 of us to take half a day to handle all these PET bottles.
Concerned that the noise of handling the bottles may disturb neighbors, volunteers work at the basement of Luzhou Jingsi Hall. The progress is faster with everyone's teamwork. Chen Wanzhen also brought her granddaughter to learn.
It's okay if you can't open the bottle. Let me teach you. Hold the cap with your right hand and the bottle with your left hand and twist it like this. See, it works right away. You're great. There are different colors like green, blue, and brown. These are recyclable and these are not. I want to use this opportunity to tell my granddaughter that doing recycling is very important.
After opening the cap and remove the tap, the bottles will be sent to the squeezing area to diminish the size.
We have a line to finish the work and then send them to Sanzhong Tzu Chi ground, and then DaAi Technology will come get them and produce blankets.
Even though these PET bottles can be turned into reusable materials through modern technology, the most effective way to protect our environment is to decrease their use in our daily lives.
Another recycling point, close to 20 senior members from the Tzu Chi University Continuing Education Center dedicated their time to beautify the walls there. They painted various designs, making both the process and end results filled with immense joy.
Those who are focusing on painting the walls happily are seniors. Although they are not skilled artists, they move every stroke with attention. Having the rare chance to play with paint, these seniors embrace their inner child.
Before, I wasn't so at ease when I was around people, but after being with these classmates for a while, I feel very at ease and happy.
They are members of the Tzu Chi University Continuing Education Center. Despite their old ages, they are still learning new things, and this makes them very happy. So they named their class Happy Class. This time, they head outdoors for their lesson, and it's a new experience for everyone.
At the beginning, they were scared of painting the recycling station because they felt painting was something very foreign to them. So before we came painting the recycling station, we had a few art lessons.
While these seniors are having fun while learning, it brings more joy to their life.
In Penang, Malaysia, there's a local company that will always put on an annual blood drive. Each year, they will invite Tzu Chi volunteers opportunity to set up their very own booth at the event. Volunteers will always seize the chance to care for and be grateful to the donors. Thank you for watching. See you next time.